heard a lot recently about an Israeli military ground assault into Rafah. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been mulling it for months, and the international community has warned against it for just as long.
From different lands and cultures we hail, but in unity we never fail.
For in our hearts we all agree to live in peace and harmony.
Ladies and gentlemen,
people of all ages,
my name is Josh,
and my name is Nur Aina,
and we are the MCs for tonight's puppetry show, Echoes of Hope, Puppetry and Poetry for Peace and Justice 2024. Echoes of Hope, Puppetry and Poetry for Peace and Justice 2024 invites students to unleash their creativity and compassion on the stage of peace and justice. In this captivating show, aspiring artists showcase the enchanting arts of puppetry animation and the power of poetry to shed light on the complexity of the war in Palestine.
Yes, through their performance, participants craft narrative of resilience, empathy, and a yearning for harmonious future. Join us as we witness the transformative potential of art in fostering understanding and fostering dialogue for a brighter tomorrow.
Yes, but before we go further into tonight's puppetry show, we would like to invite Amirul for the dua recitation.
Al-Fatiha. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin arrahmanir rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Ya Allah ya Rahim. Praise be to God, the Lord of worlds. Peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, and for those who follow his example to the judgment day. Allahumma ya Allah, on this blessed day, in conjunction with the puppetry event, we beseech thee and are grateful towards you in favor of all the infinite blessings to us, your humble servant, to live in safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessings for a flawless progress of this event from the beginning till the end. We seek your guidance to steer clear of events that will be detrimental to the progress of this event. Ya Latif Ya Rahman, please bless us with your taufiq and hidayat. Please guide University Kebangsaan Malaysia to greatness, peace, glory, and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us into responsible intellectuals. Grant us with valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind in order to grant your madatillah. Make us your righteous servant that follows your commands and neglects the sinful acts. Please forgive us for our wrongdoings. Ya Munzil al-Barakat, bestow peace upon our beloved country Malaysia. Preserve us from any threats and disaster, neither man-made or unnatural disaster. And to you, Ya Allah, we ask for security and prosperity upon us, our leaders and our country. Bestow patience in us, in order to face challenges from you. Please accept our deeds and please reward us accordingly. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin.
Thank you, Amirul, for the dua recitation.
Now we continue our show tonight by hearing words from our own director. Please welcome Akil Mustaqim bin Azhar to deliver his speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening everyone. Today we gather here to remember and support the people of Gaza who have endured unimaginable hardship in the face of adversity. Their resilience and spirit remain unbroken, reminding us of the strength of the human spirit. The situation in Gaza is not just a distant tragedy. It is a humanitarian crisis that demands our attention and action. Families are torn apart, children are deprived of their innocence, and the basic necessities of life are a daily struggle now. We must stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters advocating for peace, justice, and humanitarian aid. Besides of learning and practically create a puppetry drama, we also choose Gaza as our theme. This is our solidarity towards our brothers and sisters in Gaza. We hope our program become an echo to show our solidarity. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to the director for the speech.
Next, we would like to invite our program advisor, Dr. Azlina, to deliver her speech. The stage is yours, Doctor.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera and a very good evening to all. I'm Dr. Azlina Abdul Aziz and I'm a literature and English lecturer and the instructor to the course Drama in Action. Welcome to our public viewing of digital puppetry, which will showcase 11 creative short stories presented by the Year 2 TESOL undergraduate students from the Faculty of Education, National University of Malaysia, UKM. In tonight and tomorrow night's online premiere, we'll watch stories that are either original or loosely based on events from Palestine during the more than 7 months of onslaught and violence committed by Israel. Since October 2023, the pro-Palestine global community has raised its collective voice against the genocide committed by Israel through street protests and social media. This has inspired a diverse array of artistic and cultural expressions, prompting artists worldwide to create works reflecting the struggle, resilience, and aspirations of the Palestinian people. From visual arts to literature, music, and digital media, artists across the globe have found innovative ways to advocate for Palestinian rights and share their stories. This cultural movement not only amplifies Palestinian voices, but also fosters a deeper understanding and solidarity among global audiences. This class project further adds to the global pro-Palestine voices and resistance to the ongoing genocide inflicted upon an oppressed and persecuted group of people. I would like to congratulate the Year 2 TESOL undergraduate students on your achievement in planning, conceiving, creating, and producing these short digital puppetry shows. Well done. We hope that you as viewers will enjoy the show over the next 2 nights and be moved to compassion and empathy for the ongoing struggle of the Palestinians. Happy viewing, everyone.
Thank you to the program advisor for her wonderful speech. Before our event goes any further, we would like to first introduce the fellow judges who will be judging the first puppetry animation. Previously graduated from Multimedia University with a Bachelor of Multimedia in Animation and Visual Effects. Our first guest judge for today has nearly a decade of experience in the business. His notable work including working as a voice actor for Agent Movie in the Agent Ali the Movie, a freelance copywriter for Petronas and That, and working as an intern VFX artist at Bull Studios, and finally a senior executive in multimedia in Todak Culture Senior Berhad, working on editing, VFX and motion graphics. When not immersed in a pile of books, he strives to improve himself both personally and artistically. Having both imaginative and exciting his middle name, give it up for Mr. Ahmad Sufyan bin Mazilan.
Next up, having previously graduated from Multimedia University with a Bachelor of Cinematic Arts, with almost 17 years of experience in the business, our second judge is nothing short of greatness. With notable works as a production executive, film editor at Wow Animation for TV series and movies such as Agent Ali and Agent Ali the Movie, having worked as a freelance editor, director of photography, script advisor, and post-production supervisor, he truly is a workhorse of the arts, having passion in editing, sound design and cinematography. Give it up for our second judge, Mr. Ruben Singer. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have been waiting for has finally come. Welcome to a night of wonders and imagination where puppet stories come alive.
Yes, Josh. Hold on to your heads because tonight we are diving headfirst into the extraordinary world of puppetry. And guess what, Josh?
What?
We got no one, not two, but six mind-blowing puppetry lined up for you.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. And so, our journey begins with Unbrainwashed, Breaking Chains of Deception, a captivating tale crafted by the ingenious minds of Shattered Illusion Production.
So, get ready to be whisked away on a roller coaster of emotion as we explore the complexity of the Gaza conflict like never before. Without further ado, let's join hand in hand in watching the first puppetry show from the first group. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hola everybody, I am the teller of tales. I speak for the weak and oppressed. The country Israel has suffered for years being oppressed by the Palestinians. It is clear that the Palestinians are the ones at fault here and should be labeled as terrorists. They bring destructions everywhere and it seems like there is no end to this.
Hold up, let me change my name to the teller of truth right now. It is clear that these are just the propagandas from the media all over the world. The true story that happens is actually quite the opposite. On the very special date of 14 May 1948, Israelis entered Palestine as refugees. But little did the whole world know, the Israelis had begun to slowly claim that Palestine should be theirs. Since then, the Palestinians began to suffer little by little.
Now, let's meet Elijah, a proud Israeli boy whose life seems a little bit too perfect. His parents are working for the Israel Defense Forces. From a very young age, he was taught about how Israelis fought for freedom and how a civilian should feel proud for their country, no matter how deceitful the truth is. This is a story of how a boy uncovered the tainted truth about his country, Israel.
Hey Noah,
Hello, Elijah.
did you know that the courageous IDF soldiers had recently encountered a terrorist attack done by the Palestinian group Hamas? Luckily, our strong IDF soldier managed to kill the filthy Palestinian dogs.
Yes, I heard the same from my father as well. I don't get it. How can those ungrateful animals still have the audacity to attack us while we are the ones who let them live here for free?
I know, right? I hope that those ungrateful dogs die mercilessly at the hands of our undefeatable armies. I want to share this incident with my parents so that they can get revenge for us. Goodbye, Noah. Let's meet here again tomorrow.
I'm gonna do the same too. See you tomorrow, Elijah.
The two best friends ended their play that day to walk to their homes and plan to avenge the Palestinians, not realizing the reality they are living at the moment.
Father!
Yes, my dear. What does my little prince want?
Father, what do you think about the recent incident where our soldiers killed those dogs yesterday?
Yes, Elijah, finally, our defense forces killed those ungracious Palestinians. They are always trying to destroy our country. I don't really know what's their purpose in doing that, because they are too weak to do anything. They are still alive up to this day, thanks to us, not their God.
Yes, Father. When I grow up someday, I will follow your footsteps, serving the country. You are forever my hero. I want to kill those ungrateful Palestinian pigs that are living in our country rent-free and still think of opposing us. All hail Israel!
Fast forward into the future, Elijah furthers his study in London and he still holds the same pride he has as an Israeli. He is now the president for the Israeli Student Union at University of London. Then comes the dark day. where everything's about to change. It is a fortnight after the bombing incident between Hamas and the IDF occurred.
Look at that, Noah. What is the crowd doing there?
Yes, what is happening there? Why is the flag of that filthy country being held up high right now on this campus?
I think those idiots are protesting and putting all the blame on us based on the incident where our brave IDF soldier bombed those pigs. They should know the real story behind the incident. They are the one who started it, not us. We are just protecting our land against terrorists. We are the ones suffering, not them. Damn those Palestinians.
Yes, they should know the real story and not just blindly believe the propaganda made by the terrorists.
How can this happen? Our country has been framed. Let's do our best and try to clear our country's reputation. This is so that we can tell the whole world the truth. Let's do a thorough research first to collect the evidence.
Elijah becomes increasingly curious about a country he never cares for. He wants to conduct research on his own. In that same evening, he rushed to the library to gather some information about his homeland to counter the Palestine-Israel conflicts. As he is researching, he realized that he has never tried to dig up the whole truth on his own. He just believed in what his parents have fed him with throughout his life.
How can this be? I can't believe that my parents were lying through their teeth all this time. This whole time, I was truly convinced that we are the real owner of the land, not those Palestinians. Throwing rocks at them while they're doing nothing, spitting right at their face, and not giving them some food while they're starving, when it is all us, Israeli, who have been living there rent-free. Oh my, I feel so guilty. I thought that our country is on the right side of the history. However, it is clear now that the things we did all this time were just producing more merciless, cruel, and disastrous Israelis. We are indeed the problem here, not the Palestinians. I can't let this be. Someone has to make things right. It is time for me to be that person.
Elijah's heart was beating 1,000 miles a minute as he discovered the bitter truth. Who would have thought the proud Israeli boy was slapped across the face with the facts, the actual facts this time? He was humbled to his knees when he found out that Israel had been the perpetrator all this time.
You can't let this be, Elijah. You have to tell them the truth. Or do they actually already know the truth? There might be a possibility of this happening. This is because Mom and Dad both work for the IDF. Yup, thinking about the fact once again, they definitely know about this.
Hello, my sweet little boy. How are you doing, Elijah? Did you hear how our soldiers bombed those Palestinians?
What, Mom? What are you going to call them this time? Dogs, pigs, or terrorists?
What's wrong, Elijah?
I know it all, Mom.
Know what all?
All of the stories. The stories about our soldiers. All of the tears that I have shed could flood an ocean of sorrow. How they're called the heroes of our country. But I know now. I know that it was all lies. They're not protecting our country. They're just destroying the life of the real owner of the land.
Where did you hear all this nonsense?
The whole world is talking about us. How we act like the land is ours when it is in fact theirs. How we can have the nerve to do all the things we did. The soldiers forcing them to strip naked while having their hands cuffed and legs tied for hours. Not only that, they even stepped on the Palestinians' heads just so that they could feel some fun. These are definitely too much, Mom. All we did are nothing more than dehumanizations and massacres.
Elijah hangs up the phone. He sits alone in frustration as he reflects on himself. Elijah decides to be one of the protesters to support Palestine. He joined various protests to show his full support for Palestine, even though he is an Israeli. He met a few people along the protesting journey and exchanged thoughts and opinions regarding the Palestine-Israel conflict. The strangers he met on random roads unexpectedly became closer and closer towards him. As time went by, all of them became best buddies, and Elijah had made a lot of great friends.
I can't believe Israel continues its disgusting act of occupying Palestinian territories. It's a gross violation of human rights.
I concur with you. Israel's actions are indefensible, and as Jews, we should be standing in solidarity with the Palestinian people.
However, I still feel guilty to turn my back against our homeland. No matter how rotten it is, we are still Israelis. Sometimes I wonder why the Palestinians keep on choosing violence when they had countless golden opportunities for peace.
Violence? Have you seen the excessive force Israel used against Palestinian civilians? It's state-sponsored terrorism.
Exactly. Israel's so-called self-defense is nothing but a smokescreen for the systematic oppression and ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people.
That's absurd. Don't you think Israel has a right to defend itself against Hamas rockets and terrorist attacks?
And Palestinians have a right to resist occupation and oppression. It's called self-determination.
Israel's policies are not justifiable. We can't turn a blind eye to the suffering of the Palestinian people just because we are Jewish. If you disagree with all of this, why are you here then?
I don't know. I just don't think it is right to sit back and do nothing while there are people suffering out there.
Yes, security and sovereignty at the expense of Palestinian life, that's not the Judaism I was raised with. We should be advocating for justice and equality for all, not just for ourselves.
I agree. It's time for us to speak out against Israel's occupation and apartheid policies and stand in solidarity with the Palestinian struggle for freedom and dignity.
After their son had suddenly disappeared for a few months, they stumbled upon a post on social media regarding a protest supporting Palestine. They are flabbergasted to see their beloved son being a part of the protest. They are fuming with anger and are determined to teach their son a lesson.
Yes, Mom. Why did you call? Wait, are you okay?
Shut up, Elijah. We saw you. I never knew that our family had a snake in the bloodline. You joined the useless protest supporting Palestine in London, right?
Yes. And excuse me, I'm not a traitor. I'm just fighting for what is right. And let me tell you, the protest is not useless. Not any protest against Israel in this world we live is useless. At least now, the whole world knows the truth, including me, the one that has been blinded by you, as blind as a bat.
You are one ungrateful bastard. Your father and I raised you for nothing. How can this be? This should not happen at all. You did not appreciate all the things that we did for you. I am going to give you one last chance. Quit joining the protest and quit spreading false information about Israel, or we are going to disown you.
Elijah thinks for a few seconds.
Mom, I am still going to be your son no matter what. Even if you disown me, you can't change the fact that you gave birth to me. Nobody can. However, I still stand by my belief that we Israelis had wronged the Palestinians. We stripped them of their rights, and it is our responsibility to make things right again. So please excuse me. I have a country to save. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Goodbye, Mom.
Elijah decides to make things right and wants to correct the wrong things that had been done by his ancestor all this while towards the innocent people of Palestine. He knows that going on protests will not change anything easily, but he still thinks that it is better to do something rather than just keeping our mouth and eyes shut. A few months later, Elijah is now a volunteer in Gaza. He put his heart out to help the unfortunate Palestinians. One day, Elijah is given the responsibility to distribute food to the starving Palestinian children. On his way back, Gaza is unexpectedly unexpectedly attacked by Israel again, and Elijah unfortunately is at the bombing scene. He went missing, and when medical aid searched for him, they witnessed a heartbreaking scene where they saw a man with a volunteer's vest under the rubble.
Land to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Fast forward to a few years later, Elijah is seen walking the streets of a better Palestine with his spouse and son. He is now a revert as he chose to embrace Islam. Elijah raised his child to be an empathetic human being and one that always fights for justice. He is proud that he's able to unbrainwash himself and break the chain of deception for his descendants against Palestine. At the end of the day, Elijah successfully grasps his happy ending.
Thank you to our first group. What an incredible start to our online puppetry show. Let's skip ahead to Shape the Illusion production to amazing performance. Right, Josh?
It was amazing. I mean, oh my God, what a way to start our show today. But our show doesn't stop there because we have five more captivating shows lined up for you tonight. Which is next? Let us welcome Marionette Production with their show, Two Sides of the Same Coin.
So sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed as we continue our journey through the world of theatre.
Yes, let's go.
Well, hello everyone! Meet Iman and Isaac, our 10 years old protagonists.
Hi, I'm Iman. I'm a Palestinian girl.
Hey, I'm Isaac, an Israeli boy. Would you look at both of them, so happy and over the moon to go to school? So what are we going to learn today? Iman? Isaac?
History.
Ooh, fun! Well, here comes your teachers. Isaac, Iman, better focus on your class.
We are chosen by God. Why should we share our land with them? This land is our birthright. Why are we the bad guys here? We are only taking what is rightfully ours.
How long has it been since our people have lived in fear? We let them in, and this is how they repay us. Think about all the family you lost. How the world is neglecting what they did to us. Inshallah, all of this will be repaid in Akhirat.
And so, Iman and Isaac found their resolve.
I will put an end to this.
Furious at the thought of his birthright being questioned and stolen from him, Isaac was filled with hatred towards them, the Palestinians, the one who stole his land and dare act like his people are the bad guys. He was fed more and more lies, and it bred his anger more and more.
We are here as soldiers of God. We are here to protect our rights. These animals are trying to fight us for what's ours. We will rid this land of their grubby little hands.
With rage and hatred fueling his determination, Isaac fulfills his duties, blindly following orders, shutting down enemy bases one by one, perpetuating his anger when his brethren had fallen in the flames of war. Saddened by her family's deaths, and the world not knowing what is happening to her home, Iman was determined to spread the truth, the absolute truth, to the world as she believes that it will put an end to her people's suffering.
After years of blood, sweat and tears, finally I can do good for my people. I can share our stories, our sufferings. The world will know about us, and the good people in the world will come and save us.
Iman, I shouldn't have told you this, but you know the risks of these thoughts, right? Have you really set your mind?
Yes, I am aware of those. But if I don't do this, who will? I will make their deeds known to the world. I will put an end to this, even if I have to give my life for it. And here we can see the destruction that the regime has done to the people in Gaza. People's homes were reduced to rubble. Mothers, fathers, siblings, families were taken away. Any human with a heart wouldn't commit anything this heinous. Under the Star of David, they rained terror to the Palestinians.
For the first time in our story, dear viewers, Iman and Isaac are finally meeting eye to eye with each other. Both came to the world free of pain and hatred, and this has been the nearest they have been with one another, so close and yet so far away.
There seems to be a journalist over there. I bet she's scared for her life after she saw us. Spineless dogs.
I have to risk my life. I'm not scared of mere foot soldiers. I'm not scared of the regime. I'm not moving my feet even for a step. This is my stand, my family, my home.
This little girl dares to act like she's some sort of a hero? How dare she mocks us? How dare she questions our nation's rights that they stole?
With his heart consumed in anger and hatred, he kept recalling all the lies and deceptions that were fed into him, how the Palestinians are savage animals who killed his buddies, who don't deserve to share the same air as him. He stilled his resolve, and finally, hatred won. The gunshot was deafening. For a long second, the world was quiet for Iman. As the bullet exited her chest, she couldn't even react. She didn't even feel pain, but her body was falling down to the earth.
Huh? What happened? Why am I falling to the ground like a wilting flower? What is this sharp, numbing pain? What can I move my body?
As the numbness subsided, Iman was already on the ground, and as the blood filled her lungs, she tried to reach Allah through Shahada.
Oh Allah, the great ruler of the universe. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. From you I come to the world, and to you I will return.
With her last words being the most sacred statement in Islam, the world had lost one of its bravest and kindest souls. As the adrenaline wore off, the reality finally sank into Isaac. In an instant, the gravity of his action got to him. Throughout his days in the IDF, he had only aimed his rifle against people whose armed, people who posed a threat to him and his nation. But why was this Palestinian girl was falling to the ground? Any different?
Oh God! No! She didn't even have a knife on her. She was just there, not even a threat to me. Oh God! No! What have I done?
Shortly after Iman's death, Isaac is stuck in a silent prison. He quits the IDF out of sheer guilt and the trauma that he endured alone. Now, stuck in a dimly lit room, and the only way he knows to escape the pain is by the needle. His arms are filled with needle scars as he pushes the needle deeper into his skin. The drugs aren't helping as much as they used to. More and more drugs are pumping into his system until the point of no return. His body quits, and so does Isaac's life. Both of our protagonists are long gone. What went wrong? What led to their demise? Where did it go wrong? Was it during the war times filled with propaganda and agendas? Or was it even earlier? They both had families. They both came to the world with hearts as pure as snow. So, what was the difference?
That was an amazing film. I mean, it really got me thinking, and it was just so captivating, don't you think?
Yes, Josh, I agree with you. I love how the cinematic of that puppetry show.
It was truly a wonderful film.
So let's give it up again for Marine Production for their captivating shows.
Alright, folks. Our next puppetry show were produced by Jihad Studio and with their film aptly titled Broken Skies.
So get ready again to be whizzed away on another incredible puppetry journey. Rolling camera action.
I'm Ali. This is my story. But first, let me tell you about what happened to Palestine. It's a sad story about people losing their homes to others. As you can see here, the territory of Palestine has been growing as it shrinks smaller and smaller since 1984 until now. Ali's mother, worn by the weight of uncertainty, cradles baby Ali in her arms. She searches for a safe haven amidst the chaos of Gaza. She found a tree to sit down and rest for a while.
Ya Allah, please help us. You're going to be okay, my Ali. La ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Allahu Akbar.
People came to help Ali's mother. However, one of the people there was Ali's father. He notices that the body was his wife. In that moment, Baba's heart was so heavy with grief that it felt like a 1,000-ton boulder was crushing his chest.
No, Ya Allah, it can't be her. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. May Allah grant you with Jannah, my love. I will take care of our Ali for you. I promise. Ya Allah.
My dreams used to be big, like wanting to be a doctor like Baba and help my people. But now, just staying alive is the most important thing. I have to fight to survive against the bad things happening to us. Baba said that I used to have a lot of cousins, aunties and uncles before the war. But after the war, all that is left is me and Baba. I used to eat at a big table with Baba. Now, me and Baba have our rationed meal on the floor. Sometimes, we don't eat for days. Food comes, but it's hard since everyone is fighting for it. Baba told me that there is a place called school and kids used to learn there. Now, I just learn alphabets and numbers here with my friends.
Ali, Baba have something to say to you. I have to follow Hamas for their jihad activities. So, I want you to stay with your friends. I've already informed their families. Can you promise me to be a good boy, my dear?
Yes, Baba. But how long will you be gone?
Ali, to be honest, I don't know. I can't promise that I'll be back. But I promise you, I will do my best to be back for you. Okay, my son?
The next morning, Baba was ready to leave to join Hamas.
Ali, remember your promise to me to be a good boy. Okay, my son?
I promise you, Baba, I will behave myself.
Ali, thank you so much for your understanding, my son. I do this for our country. Our people's dignity has been trampled, discriminated against and suffered through all the years. I hope it will end in my generation. Alas, it seems futile, but we can't lose hope.
Put your hands up! Ali, he's gone. Oh, Akbar.
Yusuf, wake up, please.
You promised us to grow all together.
Guys, let's hide first. It's dangerous out here. We'll come back for him later. Quick, there's no time. Follow me. Ali and Naim follow Muhammad's lead in seeking shelter. They end up in an old abandoned building, and as soon as they enter, they go into hiding.
Don't cry, guys. We need to be strong for Yusuf. Think rationally. I believe Yusuf wants us to live. We need to plan where to go after this.
I think we should go to the hospital first. That's where people go first when there's an attack.
I agree. Let's find our family first. If one of us or me doesn't make it out here alive, please tell my family that I love them.
Don't say things like that. Although I hate to agree with you. If anything happens, just leave, okay? And don't look back.
Muhammad and Naim went out of hiding first, where they unfortunately encountered an IDF soldier who shot them to death.
No, this can't be happening again. Ya Allah, please Ya Allah, have mercy on me. Naim, Muhammad. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Ali, get a grip, please. Get a grip on yourself. Remember what they say. Don't look back. You need to move. Find Baba now. My friends, forgive me for leaving you here alone. I promise I will come to get you again.
Doctor, you must help my friends. They were shot when we were playing outside.
Are you okay, boy? Are you injured?
I'm okay, doctor, but my friends, you have to help them. You have to. Please help me, doctor.
I'm sorry, little one, but I have too many more critical patients I have to treat first. I will send someone to help your friends as soon as possible.
I should find Baba. I need to make sure that he is still alive. Ali, we need to go to the Al-Balah now. Gaza is not safe anymore.
What about Baba?
Come on, Baba is also there with the medical team. Let's go now.
Ali arrives in Deir al-Balah city with the rest of his community from Gaza City. All he can think to do is to find his Baba, as he knows that Baba should be there too. After searching and asking around the camp, he finally finds Baba in the middle of treating the wounded.
Baba, is that you?
Ali? Is that really you, my boy?
They both run towards each other and falls into each other's embrace. They express their feelings through the hug, and both Ali and Baba are relieved to see each other again.
Alhamdulillah. I'm grateful you made it here safely, Ali. Are you alright? Do you have any injuries?
Actually, I'm not seriously injured, Baba. Just a few scratches on my body. But my friends, Baba, they did not make it. It all happened too quickly. We were playing like we usually do, and suddenly we were attacked. I couldn't do anything, Baba. I was helpless.
There, my boy. Your friends, they are in heaven now. They are in better place. Shh.
Baba, are we safe here?
Ali, I think it is better if we move. We should move to Khan Yunis. We will be safer there.
Are you sure, Baba? What if we do not make it?
We have to do something, Ali. We cannot just stay here. Inshallah, Allah will protect us.
Okay, Baba. As long as I'm with you.
Ali, Baba, and a few other Palestinians make their way to Khan Yunis in hopes that it would be safer there than the places they have been before. During the journey, they faced the lack of food supplies and were forced to ration their food.
Baba, this is the last of our food, Baba.
Ali, would you do me a favor and finish my food? I think I already ate enough for tonight.
Are you sure, Baba? Won't you be hungry?
It's okay. I insist you should have it. I'm sure there will be food for me when we reach Khan Yunis.
Ali and his Baba trudge along the barren road towards Khan Yunis, their weary forms barely visible against the backdrop of dust and despair. The air is thick with tension, suffocating any attempts at conversation.
Baba.
Yes, Ali.
I don't know if I can keep going.
We have to, Ali. We can't stop now.
Baba, I can't remember the last time I had a full meal. I miss the taste of food, the feeling of being full.
I miss it too, Ali. But we can't lose hope. We will find a way to make things better. I promise.
Sudden chaos erupts as Israeli forces launch an assault on Khan Yunis, the sound of gunfire and explosions shattering the fragile peace they had found.
We have to go to Rafah, Ali. It's the last safe place we can go. We have to hurry before it's too late.
After safely arriving in Rafah, Baba and Ali huddle together in their dimly lit shelter, the atmosphere heavy with despair.
Ali, I have to go to work now.
But, Baba, what if something happens to you?
Don't worry, my son. I'll be back before you know it.
You said that last time and you were almost gone for weeks.
I know, Ali, but we have to hope for the best.
I can't lose you, Baba. I can't.
No, my dear boy. I wish I could promise you everything will be okay. But all I can promise is that I love you more than anything in this world.
Baba leaves. Ali is left alone in that desolate shelter, his heart shattered into a million pieces, knowing that his father might never return.
Baba, where are you? No, Baba. No, Baba.
Reporting live from Rafah, there's been a massive attack on the camp filled with innocent Palestinians looking for refuge. Little boy, can you tell the world what just happened?
You want to know what happened? Look around you. This is what happens when the world turns a blind eye to our suffering. My father, he was a healer, a savior to our people. And yet, even he could not escape the brutality of this genocide. How many more must die before they will see the truth? How many more children must lose their fathers, their parents? So tell me, after
After all that you have witnessed, who is the real terrorist now?
Oh my, wasn't that something? I mean, the journey was filled with emotions. I don't know about you, man, but this one got me reeling by their performance.
Yes, Josh, I think it was very, very good performance. Like, I can say it's very incredible performance for the best so far, right? But fear not, Josh, because we got another dose of puppetry brilliance coming your way.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, we're halfway through our puppetry marathon, and the excitement only builds from there.
But before we reveal our next puppetry masterpiece, let's take a moment to appreciate the creativity and dedication of all our performers so far. They're truly being knocking out of the park.
Indeed, and our next puppetry show is produced by Dreamscape Hope Production. Let us welcome their debut title, Plestia, the Palestinian journalist.
Let's go!
In the bustling streets of Gaza, Plestia, along with her friends, skip joyfully, their laughter echoing through the neighborhood.
Isn't today just perfect, Plestia?
Absolutely! It feels like nothing can break our spirit.
Plestia's voice rings out amidst the playful banter.
Come on, let's race until we reach our house.
You're on, but I'm going to beat you this time. Their footsteps quicken as they take off, laughter trailing behind. Plestia arrives home, greeted by the familiar smells of her mother's cooking, a comforting embrace after a day of learning.
How was your day, dear?
It was amazing, Papa. I learned so much at school today. Miss Noor taught us about Palestinian history and I can't wait to tell you all about it.
That's wonderful, Plestia. Education is the key to our future. Never stop learning.
Your father is right. Knowledge is something no one can take away from you.
And remember, we're always here to support you in every step you take.
No matter what happens, we will always be here for you, my dear.
Her mother's words were a blanket of comfort, wrapping her in a sense of safety amidst the uncertainty.
Suddenly, under the cloak of night, the sky erupts in flames as Israeli soldiers attacks rain down on Gaza, shattering the peace of Plestia's world. The once vibrant streets now echoed with the sounds of destruction, sending waves of fear through Plestia's heart.
Plestia's voice trembles with desperation as she calls out for her family amidst the chaos.
Mama! Papa! Where are you?
Determination burns in Plestia's eyes as she frantically searches for her parents amidst the chaos, her heart pounding with fear.
I won't give up. I have to find them.
Her resolve is echoed by the survivors around her.
We will get through this together. We have to.
Plestia keeps looking for her parents, not giving up even when it's hard.
Despite the devastation, Plestia found strength in the solidarity of her fellow survivors. Their resilience was a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. She also decided to further her studies despite what had happened.
Years later, Plestia stands on the stage, her achievements celebrated by those around her.
It's time for the world to hear our stories, to see the strength that lies within us. Our voices will be heard. Our stories will not be forgotten. Every moment captured here is a piece of our truth, a testament to our resilience. It's not just a story, it's our reality. With every post, I aim to shine a light on the unseen, to give a voice to those silenced by conflict. It's humbling to see our stories resonate around the world. There are risks, yes,
But if telling the truth means putting myself in danger, then so be it. The world needs to know what's happening here, and I'm not turning back.
Plestia was seen interviewing people around Gaza. This is my mission, to capture the truth. This is my mission, to share the reality of life in Gaza with the world. This is my mission, and I won't rest until justice is served. One day, Plestia strolls through her neighborhood, her heart heavy with the weight of the suffering around her. Suddenly, Plestia hears screams for help and begins searching for the source. She looks around, determined to find the source of the screams.
My step faltered as I stumbled upon a scene that would haunt my nightmares. An Israeli soldier was forcibly dragging a Palestinian woman. Anger boiled within me, but I stood frozen, outnumbered and powerless.
She watches in shock as the soldiers overpower the woman and drive away. The woman was making a valiant effort to retaliate and get away from the Israeli soldiers. Given that the troops were armed and that there were many of them, it was evident that their efforts were in vain.
Please, let me go. I have a baby with me. How can you guys be so cruel toward us?
Shut up, girl. Just follow us silently. I don't give a damn about your begging.
This cannot be happening. I need to follow them.
Tan is a thief. I need to be fast.
Vroom vroom!
Plestia stealthily follows them in her vehicle. She is intrigued by their whereabouts and the fate that awaits them. The van takes them to an area that appears to be abandoned and silent.
What kind of place is this? Why are there so many jails?
Plestia's curiosity remains unanswered as she tries to figure out what kind of place this is. Plestia witnessed the Israeli troops dragging them to confinement area by force. They mistreated everyone, including young girls and children. Plestia decided to hide behind the bush, since it was the only safe place she could think of to examine what was going on there thoroughly. The victims were subjected to severe physical abuse in the confined area. The bulk of the ladies in the cell had severe injuries, including wounds and bruises all over their bodies. They were all afraid, yet remained optimistic about help. The Israeli soldier spots movement and shines his flashlight in Plestia's direction. Plestia quickly hides behind a rock.
Halt! Who's there?
Plestia hesitantly emerges from behind the rock, looking both curious and frightened.
I cannot allow unauthorized individuals to roam freely near our base. You will come with me.
Please, I'm harmless. I will leave. I promise.
The Israeli soldier reaches out to grab Plestia, but she manages to slip away and flee off stage.
Blast it! I must report this incident immediately.
The Israeli soldier approaches Plestia with a stern expression, causing Plestia to shrink back.
Exploring in a military zone? You must be detained. Keep your eyes peeled. We can't afford any surprises out here. Quiet down in there. You are lucky to be alive.
The prison guard walks past Plestia's cell, eyeing her sternly.
You, new girl, wash yourself. Disruptive behavior won't be tolerated here.
Yes, sir. I will be quiet.
The prison guard continues his rounds, leaving the prisoners in tense silence. In the depths of despair, amidst the shadows of captivity, a beacon of strength emerges. Plestia, her face illuminated by a faint shaft of light, embodies resilience in the face of adversity.
What if they never let us out, Plestia? What will happen to us?
We will get through this together. Stay strong.
Outside the prison walls, Cries for justice grow louder. In the streets, Palestine supporters gather, a sea of determination and defiance.
Palestine stood up for us, and now it's our turn to stand up for her. We demand her release.
Bring Palestine back! We won't stay silent!
On social media, the digital landscape becomes a battleground for truth and freedom. Hashtag Free Palestine becomes a rallying cry, echoing across cyberspace.
The world is watching. We won't let them forget about Palestine. Behind me, you can see people of all ages and backgrounds united for this cause. Their message is clear. They will not rest until Palestine is free.
As the eyes of the world turn towards the unfolding drama, journalists and reporters descend upon the scene, their cameras capturing the growing outcry of Palestine's disappearance.
Until now, there has been no update about Palestine. The people are demanding answer. Where is Palestine? Who is responsible for her disappearance? We will continue to follow this story closely. This is Amira Al-Sharif reporting live.
We will not be silenced. They cannot erase our voices.
You're right, Palestine. As long as we stand together, they cannot break our spirit.
We have each other, and we have the truth. That's something that you cannot take away from us.
In the face of darkness, a flicker of hope remains. For Palestine and her supporters, the fight for justice is far from us. Nowhere in the land that belongs to the Palestinian people is there a home for Palestine and the Palestinian people. The streets are filled with the wreckage of war. People are displaced, and a layer of anxiety and unease grips everyone's heart.
Since Palestine's disappearance, we have all been deeply anxious, but we cannot just sit back and wait. We must act and find her.
We can't do it alone. Whoever wants to join us, step forward.
We have formed this organization, but our task is far from complete. We must use every channel to find Palestine. Our efforts have not been in vain, but we cannot stop. Palestine still needs our help. We must keep going. We have learned that Palestine has been taken to an Israeli prison far from the city. Palestine was arrested for exposing Israel's actions in Gaza on social media. This is just the beginning of our fight. We must continue until Palestine returns safely.
After a long search and negotiation, Palestine was finally found in an Israeli prison, and the Palestinian and Israeli governments held a meeting on the issue of Palestine.
We must address the situations. Global pressure is mounting, and we can't delay any longer. We could consider releasing Palestine and some Palestinians.
But we need the Palestinian government to release Israeli soldiers and prisoners in return.
After a long period of waiting and negotiations, it is like a fire burning the hearts of the Palestinian representatives and people.
We can't give in easily, but we also can't let our people suffer.
After intense negotiations, the Israeli government agrees to release Palestine and several other Palestinians. In exchange, the Palestinian government releases multiple Israeli soldiers and prisoners. The pungent smell of disinfectant mixed with the stench of blood ran through Palestine's nostrils, and the agonizing wails of the injured in the hospital, along with the cries of the victims who had lost their families, sawed at Palestine's insides like a broken knife. Palestine believes that amidst all the mayhem, she has a big responsibility to stand up for the needs of the people in Gaza. She decides to return to Melbourne, her hometown, because she is frightened that her current job as an advocate journalist will impact her family.
Hello, Uncle. Can you help me with my visa? I think I'm going back to Melbourne.
Oh, Palestine, of course, I would. I also will try to help you to pursue your intention here.
Alright, Uncle. Thank you very much.
Celestia begins packing all her belongings and moves to Melbourne the next day. Celestia continues her mission to raise awareness about the issues in Gaza by organizing seminars and speeches to educate communities and share her experiences. She hopes that her voice is heard and that the rest of the world is aware of what is going on in Gaza and among its people.
In Gaza's heart, where shadows start to grow, the children play, though their hearts are heavy and slow. In streets of stone, where silent tears do flow, they dream of peace beneath the twilight glow.
That was a fantastic debut by Dreamscape Co-Production, don't you think?
Absolutely, Josh. You know what, Josh? I was captivated from start to finish, The puppetry was exquisite and each movement so fluid and expressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, it was so real. Wow. And let's talk about the stunning background. It truly transported us to another world.
Definitely. The attention to detail was impeccable. And the storyline? Oh my, it tugged at the heartstring in all the right ways.
Indeed. But now, let's get ready to be swept away again by delving into our 5th puppetry show produced by Heavy Matters Production with the title Homewards.
So, grab a blanket, get cozy, and prepare to be transported to new realms of imaginations. And what as we roll into our next puppetry adventure.
Let's keep the puppetry show rolling.
Let's go.
The sound of bustling panic emerges, artilleries exploding in the background, bullet casting and rubbles all over the place. Laila trying to get past the crowd of people.
Uma! Baba! Kim! Where are you?
She screamed, but nobody called back. The panic was too loud for anyone to hear. Her eyes were teary, her hijab barely holding on as it being tugged and tangled with other people. Suddenly, she heard her name being called from afar.
Laila! Is that you?
It was her aunt, Darling.
Auntie!
Laila slipped through the mass of people and went straight for a hug, but she could feel only one of her aunt's arm hugging her.
What happened to your arm, Auntie?
No need to worry about me, Laila. I'm going to be okay. I will be fine, okay?
Before Laila could ask, her aunt spoke to her.
Listen to me, Laila. Listen to me carefully. You go with Uncle Karim and they're going to take you to Rimal. You'll be safe there.
Not in Jabalia?
Aunt Darin didn't say a word. Her expression points to something bad had happened there. Jabalia's refugee camp was recently bombarded, reduced to rubble. Laila seemed to understand that by the look that her aunt gave.
But what about Uma and Abba? Brother Akim?
Her voice choked. Aunt Darin was silent again, almost reluctant to speak, too scared to look at Laila.
What's the matter, Auntie? Please, tell me. What's wrong?
I'm sorry.
Before Laila could ask why, the building near them collapsed. Both almost lost their balance but hung on the side of the truck.
You have to go now, Laila. I'm staying here. I'll wait for them.
She assisted Laila onto the bed of the truck.
Promise me. Please promise me you'll come. With Oma and Abba?
Aunt Darin gave an assuring smile. She gave Laila a kiss on the cheek and one last hug. The truck started to move, splitting their hug apart. Laila gets the glance of Aunt Darin and her home for one last time. The convoys traveled through the barren city of Jabalia, what's left of it, then silent among the passengers. Laila had just collected her thoughts. She then noticed a little boy sitting next to her. He had a toy airplane on one hand. Its design were worn out.
He couldn't be more than 5 years old,
she thought to herself.
But it's a nice airplane you have there.
Yeah, my Abba gave it to me. He said I'm going to be a great pilot when I grow up.
Aw, that's very sweet.
She thought of her Abba. She misses him.
Where is he now?
Abba? Oh, he's with Uma.
Laila looked around. Nobody on the truck looked like an Umar or Abba.
Here?
No. They are both in heaven now.
Laila was shocked. The boy seemed to be unfazed by his own statement. He had this fallen look in his eyes. Laila's worries for her family grew. She tried to fight back her negative thoughts, fight back her tears, but all she could think about was,
is my family gone?
Before she could console the young boy, suddenly she couldn't hear her uncle. Her ears were still ringing. The commotion amongst the emotion was too much for her. Her mind was rushing. She catches a glimpse on the other side.
Laila!
Her uncle had to run towards her, avoiding bullets and explosives. The convoy managed to escape. They found refuge in an abandoned hospital. Some tended to the wounded, while some tried to start a fire. Laila sat on a fallen wall. She's still trying to wrap her head around the situation.
My family. Is this your fate? Is this my fate? To never get to see them ever again?
His uncle sees that Laila is in deep thought. He calls for her.
Come, Laila. Sit by the fire with us.
His expression was soft.
Uncle, what do we do now? Are we safe here?
We'll stay here for now. Sleep and rest. I know you miss your family. You will meet them again, Laila. The sun will shine on the night sky once again.
Laila appreciated her uncle's comforting word. However, deep down in her heart, she wants to go back. She wants to be home.
I want to go back. I want to go home.
Uncle Karim was hesitant. He had the responsibility of sending the convoy. He didn't want to risk any more lives, but he understood what Laila was feeling.
Laila, I understand what you feel. It's hard, but I can't risk endangering the convoy. We've lost so many already.
Laila stayed silent, gritting her teeth, holding back her tears.
However,
a glimmer of hope shines for Laila.
I'm willing to send you there. But please, Laila, please think about your decision, okay? If you do plan on going back, we'll be putting everyone at risk.
That night, Laila thought long and hard about what Uncle Karim said. She started at the crescent moon, slowly falling asleep by the fireplace. Laila wanders through the deserted street. Deep in thought, she misses her family dearly, especially her brother Akim. She gazes at the distant horizon, torn between following her uncle to the relocation camp or returning home.
Laila, we need to leave soon. Have you made your decision?
I need some more time, Uncle.
Before Laila can fully articulate her decision, the sound of approaching vehicles interrupts them.
Get down!
Gunfire erupts once again as enemy forces attack the abandoned hospital. Explosion can be heard everywhere. Their remaining truck was destroyed beyond repair. Laila and her uncle are forced to flee, their hopes of reaching safety shattered.
Laila, we have to go now.
But suddenly a stray bullet went through his back, dropping him in an instant.
Uncle Karim!
Uncle Karim was breathing heavily. The bullet had gone through his spine, paralyzing him. Laila tried to pick him up, but Uncle Karim stopped her.
No. Stop, Laila. It's okay. My journey ends here. You have to keep going.
Laila was in tears. She doesn't want to leave her uncle there.
Go. Go back home, Laila. Be with your family.
He smiled, holding Laila's hand.
No, Uncle. I will not leave you here.
Just as Laila said that, the floor above her begins to give in. Small rubble starts to fall.
Laila, go.
Before she could say anything, her uncle, with his remaining energy, pushed her away from the falling rubbles. Her uncle was no more. She broke down on her knees crying. IDF soldiers can be heard nearby. She got up and ran. With a heavy heart, she ran and ran, never looking back. Laila was exhausted. She had run for miles. She had walked for miles, went through many fallen buildings, the ruins of what were once bustling cities. She couldn't remember how many times she has passed out and got back up. Her eyes are too dry to cry. Her mouth is too dry to speak.
My family.
The endless desolate view seemed like the end of the road for her. Every step she takes, plumes of sand and dust flew. Until it wasn't. There was no dust. Her eyes widened. It was a sidewalk. She looked up, greeted by a sign. And there she was, her hometown. The buildings unscathed, the bustling street as busy as before. Everyone was wearing white. Her heart felt at peace. She sees Uncle Karim at his stall. He gives her a sincere smile. Then she sees Andarin teaching her student, and she gives her a sincere smile. Just then, she remembers.
My family.
Laila searches frantically, calling out for her family amidst the bustling street of her hometown.
Uma! Abba! Akim!
She shouted as loud as she could. Finally, she catches a glimpse of home. Akim sings a chorus of lyric, Uma tending her jasmines, Abba sweeping the floor. They spotted Laila. Laila couldn't hold her tears.
Uma! Abba! Akim!
They embrace. A wonderful and peaceful glow surrounds them. Laila and her family held onto each other tightly. Their reunion, a beacon of hopes amidst adversity.
Oh my god, Josh, what a wonderful performance so far. The emotion from the show had touched the string all of us, right?
Yes, I mean, it was so emotional. I nearly cried while watching the film. I mean, it was just certainly amazing.
Yes, Josh.
Alright, with that, folks, we are nearing the end of our puppetry showcase today.
But don't worry, we got one more fantastic performance lined up for you.
So, get ready to enjoy our sixth and last puppetry show for the day.
Let's give it up for Last Minute Production with your film Behind the Lens Beneath the Strings.
Let's go.
A scene of a beautiful Gaza city. A few days after that tragedy, a news reporter from Al Jazeera comes running through the scene.
Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Watch all of these innocent Palestinian civilian bodies piling up around the city.
As he moves around, he sees a little girl crying at the corner of the collapsed building.
Assalamu alaikum, little girl. What is your name and why are you crying?
Walaikum salam. My name is Jannah, and I'm scared. There were jets dropping bombs on my home. My father, my mother, and my brother are all dead. I'm alone now.
My condolences to you, Jannah. How has Gaza been in the last few days?
Not very good.
Can you tell me what happened?
That night, there were lots of bombing, and my family was so worried that our house would get home as well. As my father was about to bring us out from the building, we felt like the building was shaking heavily, like it was about to fall. Then we hear loud noises of a building collapsing outside. I get scared, and my mother helped us to try to calm us down. We are children. It is not right to do that to us.
Allahu.
And we are families.
Calm down, Jannah. Tell me what happened to your family.
As we were about to reach the bottom of the building, our building started to collapse, and my father was only able to push me outside. They were all trapped in the building. A few days later, the rescue team said that all of them had died.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May Allah grant them Jannah. Tell me, how was your childhood before this destruction happened?
I had a happy childhood. We might not have a lot on our plate, but we are still able to go outside with our families. I am still able to play with my little brother and friends. My father would take us to the park. My mother would cook delicious meals for us. No, they're all gone. The place, the good memories, my home, and my family.
I am sorry that you have to go through all of that, Jannah.
I really miss my home, but there is no home anymore.
You have been living in Gaza through this latest round of bombardment by the Israeli forces. Can you describe what it's like for you as a child?
It is really hard, really. The constant fear, the uncertainty. I and the other Palestinian children never know when the next bomb will drop or where. The fear of getting killed by a bomb has haunted us since the bombardment took place. We spent so much time in the hospital building, huddled together, trying to keep ourselves calm. But we know, Salman, we know what destruction is happening, and we might be the next one to die.
May Allah grant you ease and reward you for all of these tribulations. How have you been holding up so far, Jannah?
Oh, Salman, I am helpless. There's nowhere to go, nowhere to escape, nowhere to ask for help. We are trapped in this tiny strip of land, and the bombs just keep falling. And the noise is deafening. It fills your whole world.
How are the people doing, Jannah? How are they handling this situation?
Salman, you can see with your own eyes the destruction of hospitals, malls, schools, buildings, and scores of dead bodies of innocent, sinless people around everywhere. This is real terrible. We are doing the best we can. We try to keep some semblance of normalcy for the children. We play games, we read books,
try to keep each other's spirits up. But it's hard, Salman. It's so hard. We are so tired, so scared. We just want it to stop.
Jannah, what do you want the world to know about what's happening here in Gaza?
I want them to know that we are people, just like them. We have dreams, hopes. We want a chance to live our lives in peace. We want our children to have a future. But how can we have a future when our present is so uncertain? When our homes and schools and hospitals are being destroyed around us? The world needs to know that this is not just a conflict. This is a humanitarian crisis. And we need help. Oh, the Muslim Ummah, please awake from your slumber amid comfort and luxury, and help your brothers and sisters in Palestine liberate this land from the hands of those sick, evil warmongers. Liberate Masjid Al-Aqsa from those cowards in the Nasrid and its Western allies.
Jannah, thank you for sharing your story. We at Al Jazeera will do everything we can to bring your voices to the world. I will make sure that the horrendous, evil thing that is afflicting you and all of the Palestinian people will be broadcasted to the whole world.
Thank you, Salman. Thank you for listening.
Excuse me, young man. Are you a news reporter?
Yes, my mother.
I have something I want to share with the world and the Arab leaders. I have lived in Gaza my whole life, seen many bombings. I have been through the Nakba and saw a lot of atrocities committed by the Israelis. But this is something else. They are targeting everything. Homes, hospitals, nothing is safe. No one is an exception. We are living in a constant state of terror. My grandson, my little boy, he is only 5 years old. He cries all night, clings to me, begging me not to leave him. He thinks if he let go, I'll disappear, like his father did.
Maimuna, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry won't bring back my son. Sorry won't stop the bombs from falling. The world needs to see what's happening here. They need to see the bodies, the blood, the children. Oh, my heart prays for the children.
Maimuna, I promise you, we will keep shining a light on this horrific situation. We will not let the world look away. Jannah, Maimuna, thank you for your courage in sharing your stories. We will do everything we can to make sure they are heard.
Thank you, Salman.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for listening, for caring, for giving us a voice. May God bless you and keep you safe.
May Allah help all of you.
Assalamualaikum, Salman. Oh, my son. They have taken Hafsa and your son and daughter. Ahmad and Sakina is gone, Salman.
Waalaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. Allah is the best disposer of all the best. May Allah help them through all of this. How is mom doing?
She is distressed because of the apparent arrest of her daughter and grandchildren, Salman.
May Allah help all of us. Stay safe, Dad.
You too, Salman. Be safe, my son. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
As soon as his father-in-law hung up, he started shedding tears of concern for his wife and kids.
Ya Allah, please give me strength to go through my day. Bring justice to this land and make the world see what the Zionists and his Western allies have done to your servants.
That night, someone diligently collected all the recordings that I had taken just now to publish them in the news. He edits all the recording videos into a file and wants to email it to Al Jazeera. He hopes that with this video, people around the world will open their eyes and see the reality of Gaza people's life. Right after he clicked the send button, a bomb dropped on his house. In the chaos and destruction, Salman tragically loses his life, becoming a martyr in the battle for justice. His last act of bravery in his final contribution, shedding light on the plight of the people in Gaza.
What a wonderful and marvelous performance. I mean, this one is truly cinema in my books.
Yes, indeed, Josh. And what a great way to end our day.
Yes, and that's a wrap for today, everyone. What a journey it's been. I mean, these movies are very, very, very wonderful.
Yes, Josh. This show has taken us on emotional roller coaster, touching on important topics like the genocide in Gaza.
But fear not, because the show continues tomorrow. And we got more stories to tell and more emotions to evoke.
So let's carry the spirit of tonight puppetry shows with us. Let's keep the conversation going, keep spreading empathy and understanding.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. Get some rest, recharge those batteries, because we'll be back tomorrow night for more drama-filled adventures. See you.